Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got you.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys, Joe, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Hey, everybody. How is everyone doing on this lovely Monday evening? This is Monday Morning Tight End. I'm Marcus Dash, and right there is our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. JD, how are you doing, brother?
What is going on, Marcus? I'm doing well. I am doing absolutely ravishing, sir. I'm doing wonderful. So had a very busy weekend, very busy week last week. After that Wednesday, we got off the show, seeing everybody and talking to them. So it was a eventful past 5 days for me here. But everything's been good, man. Everything's been good. So, what about you, man? What's been going on?
Nothing much, man. My niece's birthday this weekend. She turned 18 on Saturday. And then Sunday we had a flag football game, playing the team. One of the teams that's beat us quite a few times in the championship game. We put a smackdown on them in week 2 of the regular season.
There you go, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Marcus. Give me that work, baby. Give me that work.
52-28. It was a domination. 21-6 at halftime. We just carried that over. We only had one offensive possession where we didn't score.
Just one.
Okay. One offensive possession where we didn't score. So yeah, the offense looks pretty good, I must say.
Man, all off that cannon that you got right there, huh? Yes, sir. Yeah, there you go.
The sidearm assassin, baby.
There you go. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about like greatness and whatnot. One of the things I want to tell you about the event actually was we had the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame, and so I think somebody might have seen it on the Twitter. I shared some, obviously the guys that had gotten in. One of the guys that got in was our own Jim DeOpolis. He got in, got his purple jacket, well deserved. And also too, we had Michael Bush. We had longtime Raiders guy. Then you see Danny Trevathan. All the way to the left, you see Frank Minifield, who birthed this entire thing for the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame. Man, a very good class. We had Sam Grenison, also too, longtime Charger back in the day, man, and learned a lot about these guys. When their families got up and started speaking about them, obviously, and giving them all the honors that was due to them. Sam Grenison was a player rep, and I was just like, wow, back then, what he was just doing in the community in San Diego, but also too for the NFL, for the guys. He was part of, I think, the merger. He was like one of the first player reps when they first started doing the merger of the NFL and AFL. And so that was something, man, that I looked at. I was just like, man, back then guys were really putting in that type of work. So yeah, his family came up, man, did a great job just talking about him. Another guy was Walt Jaworski. And so it's good to see, man, some good football guys, football fans that was in attendance. And on Thursday, we had our own, it was like a dinner celebration. We brought a lot of guys here from the NFL in the state of Kentucky. And a lot of people don't know this, but we got a lot of players from the state of Kentucky that was in the NFL. And so it's always a great occasion for guys to get together, and just kind of chop it up, talk about old times, but also too, man, just loving this brotherhood that we're in, just the appreciation of it. So it's really, really wonderful time.
Now, JD, as far as with the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame, is this more like, do these guys either have to go to college, high school in Kentucky in order to be qualified to be in the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame? How does that work?
So the requirements are that you either had to be born in the state of Kentucky, went to college here in the state of Kentucky as a player or as a coach, and then also too, you had to play at least 5 years in the NFL. And so that's the stipulation as well to be considered. And so there's as you see the guys that's over here, all those things. Jim actually, he's from Massachusetts, but came down to University of Kentucky a long time ago, was the trainer. I didn't even know this. He was like the trainer there at the University of Kentucky for a long time. So some of the guys that he knew really well and knew Jim. Another guy that got in was Chet Bailey. Chet Bailey was actually born in the state of Kentucky.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah. And so he got in a few years back, just kind of throwing a name out there. But these guys all deserving. Michael Bush was probably, man, when I'm telling you Michael Bush was a problem in college and in high school, they said he was probably one of the best athletes they ever seen coming out of state Kentucky, just athletically, what he's able to do.
And for his size, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
back.
Danny Trevathan, we know, long time, Broncos and Chicago Bears linebacker. I mean, Danny is, some might say undersized, but man, he packs a wallop, man. He was one of the most solid linebackers in these past few years playing at that position. And so he went to University of Kentucky, played with my nephew, Trey. So Danny, man, is just a good dude. All these guys are deserving for it. Like I said, Sam Grenison and Walt Jaworski as well. And we had one more. I think I gave you a picture of another guy that actually had gotten another award. This is the Blank Collier Award for a coach that exhibited integrity, class, changing people's lives. And that's our very own Romeo Crennel. And so Romeo got in 2006 or 2007 into the Kentucky Pro Football Hall of Fame, but he had just gotten this award for the Blank Collier Award. And Romeo, man, I tell you what, I had to video his acceptance speech. Romeo got up there and he goes in talking about all the players, the coaches, how he did it, his philosophy, and then he went into coaching. And he coached for about like 5 minutes straight, talking about two gapping, and I was like, man, he's up there coaching. He just absolutely up there coaching and loving it. But he had his beautiful family was there, grandchildren and whatnot. I mean, it was great to see Romeo like it is every single year. But it's just a solid class of guys and solid people. So it's a great time, man. It's a great time here in the state.
Looks like a good time. Yeah, I was a big Romeo guy. I know, his time in Kansas City didn't have a long time as a head coach, but he was a player's coach. I remember when we first hired him after his interim season, when he first became the guy. I remember like the hashtags around that time that Tyga song Rack City came out, and all the players were saying hashtag Rack City when he got because his initials are RAC. So all the players are hashtagging Rack City when he got his signed. Out to me.
So Romeo, man, I mean, we talk about this solid people, man. He's from the state of Kentucky. Ended up going to Western Kentucky as well, coached there. But all good dudes, every single one of them. So,
yeah, what a great time, man.
Oh, wonderful time, absolutely fabulous. Man, what's up with everybody in the chat, though, man? What do y'all do this weekend? How's everybody doing? I want to say what's up to everybody that's here already in the room. Stanley Mooney, what's going down? Stanley, good to see you. G Pick is here. What's going on, G Pick? My sweetie Susan Dunn, how you doing, baby? Jeremiah de Muertos, what's going on, my guy? What's happening, Jeremiah? Justin Blackwell is here. Appreciate it. Sasha, yes, Kentucky is stacked with talent. Yes, they are. A lot of people don't know that, but they, here in the state of Kentucky, the Bluegrass, we produce not only great horses and thoroughbreds, but we also produce great people here too, as well. So thank you for saying that, Sasha. Teron Young, what's going on, Teron? Nana Sherry, what's going down, Nana? Nathaniel Walker, my birthday was Saturday also. Happy belated birthday, Nathaniel. Glad you had a great birthday, brother. Hope you did. Hope you celebrated it and stay blessed with all of those things. So I appreciate it. Like I said, Justin The Way is here. Faye Smith. Appreciate it, Faye Smith. Good to see you is here. Linda Hunter is in the house. What's up, Linda Hunter? What up, Neff? Neff is here in the house, man. Matter of fact, that's why we're a little delayed. If y'all see me delayed, I go and see my nephew, go talk to him, go visit him for a little bit, run back up this way and getting here. So yeah, he's getting strong about it, man. That's for sure. I told him, man, he to move back into the big boy realm. I said he's sitting over there like that. We having our dinner tonight. I said, oh yeah, look at them cheeks looking nice and fluff. Full over here, baby. Yeah, Neff, love you. Word, word. So yeah. So Chiefs fan 1969. Good to see you, Chiefs fan. Deshaun Hammonds, my guy. What's up, Deshaun? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you as always. So yeah, that's what we got what's popping in here right now. KC Colossus is here as well. So as you've seen some of those pictures, obviously the other ones that got in, man, it's always a great time. So Jeremiah de Muerta said, Freya and I went backpacking up in the Cottonwood Pass Mountains. Okay, never heard of that. Cottonwood Pass Mountains.
Do you see aliens or UFOs up there? What's with the emojis there, Jeremiah?
Oh, yeah. Is it known for that? I wonder if it's, there's been sightings or they known for that, Jeremiah. I'm one of those. Casey sounds like you're sleeping. Casey Colossus when he says, "What's up?" I guess the Z's.
Oh,
Witchy Halls here. What up, Witchy? Got Domino's here. Still eating pizza and pasta. That's what's going down. That's all right. Go ahead. Enjoy it. I love me a good. You know what? I don't think I can appreciate a good Domino's pizza. Okay. They've changed their brand to make their things a lot better than what it used to be. And I'll tell you what, Marcus, I'm absolutely I'm amazed and I'm pleased with it. Some of the stuff they make. And I try to do like plant-based certain days. They got a nice, veggie sandwich there with all the fixings on it. I love it. So
so of all the main pizza chains, Domino's is your number one?
No. But main pizza chain. You heard of Donato's?
I don't think so. I don't know if we have that in the DC area.
Okay, Donato's would be mine. Main chains. I don't know. I mean, I like Pizza Hut, like main chains of pizza. Pizza Hut, it depends on where you go. It's always like location, right? It's always like areas. Domino's does a good job, especially up here where I'm at. Place is clean. They always have your nice, warm, hot pizza out. So I don't mind Domino's. So what about you?
I'd probably go Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
I'd probably go Pizza Hut, yeah. As the Lena 100, yeah. I'd probably go Pizza Hut and Little Caesars, probably my top two.
Oh,
Or you know what? This is also, it's not a popular chain, but it is a chain. I would throw Chuck E. Cheese pizza in there as well. You kind of have to go off the reservation to go get that, but yeah, the Chuck E. Cheese pizza might be one of the best.
Oh, easy to eat, man. Easy to eat. You 10 and under. That's your go-to.
During COVID, because they weren't making a lot of money during COVID, so they ended up like when you went to DoorDash or any of those the apps to order food, you would actually get Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but it was coming from a place called like Pascali's something. But they changed the name of their pizza area in order to get people to buy their pizza because they didn't think people were going to buy Chuck E. Cheese pizza. So they named like some Italian name like Pascali's something. And then so they did that during COVID.
Tricking them. I see you over there. Chuck E. Cheese, boy. They're at their shenanigans again. So Laura Zingser is here. Richard Cooper is here as well. Good to see you all. So Sasha said she had a question. She says she questions everything. Marcus says now. Yeah, you have to. Right? All of a sudden, here we think it's a gourmet Italian chain pizza, and all it is Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, let me also say this too. I'm a big stuffed crust fan, and Pizza Hut does it the best. Chuck E. Cheese also does a really good stuffed crust, and Little Caesars does it. Domino's just started with the stuffed crust like a couple months ago, and then Papa John started a couple of years ago. But Pizza Hut's like the OG of stuffed crust on the chain pizza. So Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, and Chuck E. Cheese get the nod because they've been doing stuffed crust for such a long time.
Yeah. Godfather's Pizza. Do y'all have it up there? Godfather's. Have you heard of that?
I don't think so. Well, I looked up Donato's Pizza. It looks like we have one in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Donato's that's the go-to. That's where you want to go. You go get your pizza. Donato's that's it. That's the place. For chain pizzas. Gotta go. Actually,
interesting. So when I type in Donato's Pizza, I'm getting on their website, it's giving me Red Robin. Are they tied to? Is Donato's tied to Red Robin?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I never see anything around there.
Yeah.
Justin Blackwell, Godfathers. Yeah,
Oh.
but I don't. Not sure.
Yeah, exactly. I went to Donato's Pizza website, but for pickup, and I put in the zip code, and it said, "Give me a Fair Lakes or give me a Red Robin in a certain area," and it's giving me Red Robin locations all over the place. And it's Donato's website, so I wonder if they're like owned by the same company.
Oh, it could be. Could definitely be. What you all said, Godfather's back in the pizza. Godfather's back after like 20 years. Not sure if they deliver. Godfather's is good pizza, man. They used to get money load the pizza up with everything. I mean, all type of, the vegetables, the meats, man. They'd give you a hearty pizza. That's a word, Pizza Hut, for sure. For sure. See, G-Pick said that Godfather's is some good pizza. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Desert Pizza gas, is that right? Yeah. I guess Justin Blackwell said I hated making those stuffed crusts 30 years ago.
So the Donato's Red Robin thing, JD. Donato's Pizza is available at many Red Robin locations. Donato's partnered with Red Robin in 2018 to offer their pizza at many Red Robin restaurants. So the burger joint has partnered with Donato. So if you go to Red Robin, you can get Donato's Pizza.
All right.
Interesting. So there you go. I'll try out Donato's maybe sometime this weekend.
Yeah. But I'm sure they're chained, but like here, Red Robin, I don't think you could get like a Donato's pizza. I never seen anything else over at Red Robin besides sandwiches.
Yeah, and burgers. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I don't really go to Red Robin either, to be honest with you. I've probably eaten there like twice.
I haven't been to Red Robin in forever, but yeah, I used to go when I was in high school a lot. The bottomless fries hit pretty different, man.
Yeah, okay. I feel the same way. Lynn Hunter said, "I'm hungry now." Yeah, I hear you. G-Pick said, "Dang, I'm going to Godfather's when I hit up to training camp." That's what's up. Casey's isn't too bad. Casey's, the little gas station, Casey's, and that what is like that, Justin? I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know Casey's.
Yeah. Stanley Mooney has a question, Marcus. He said, JD, I know it's all season, and the question I have is, do the guys get handed the playbook to study during this time to be ready when they get to camp? You don't get the entire playbook. You will get just what they want to be able to run. It's a very compacted playbook or what they will, give you. And the reason is because they don't want all the information going out, and they probably haven't put all the plays that they want to run and put in just yet. So they know, but they know guys may not make it. Some guys may go to other places, and you don't want that information out there. So they will give you, at least back then, they give us sheets of paper, obviously, smaller playbooks that we wanted to cover. But all your basics and, foundation as far as like some of the calls and terminology for sure. But yeah, other than that, man, they want that. That's valuable. They can't give that joke out, So
like the one they're giving to the guys during like rookie mini camp and stuff. It's like a condensed version of like the playbook.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Kind of like your basic stuff that you run, right? But it's still your philosophy, what it is that you're trying to do. Some of your shifts, some of your motions, just a little of it, But it's still there's a lot of value. You still here to see guys still having a hard time picking some of this stuff up. I mean, in a short amount of time, their retention in those couple of days. So guys don't have chances, Marcus, to really go out and just hang out, man. You better be in your playbook and learn that quick. Why?
Yes.
Because he's trying to get a job.
Yeah. Because so to them, by giving you like a small amount of that playbook, they'll be able to tell, like, okay, he's not getting this. He's not going to get the actual playbook now. We'll kind of cut our losses kind of thing.
Maybe. Sometimes some guys just need a little bit more, information. And so also, too, if you got a little bit more time, what you may do for guys that might be on the team, like during the summer, some guys may get the playbook. It depends on the coaches. If they believe, obviously, if it's like a draft pick and stuff like, oh, okay, yeah, Noah Williams, yeah, playbook for sure. You know what I mean? So certain guys will probably get, a bigger version of it.
Yeah.
More extensive.
Yeah. You know, division rivals like picking up the players with other teams to kind of get a
all the time.
Get a look see at what's beneath the curtain.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, what was it y'all was running over there? It looked like this play and it sounds, so all the time for sure.
That's why you always see the other guys like get picked up like, on the week streak. They're playing the Raiders. Oh, so and so from the Chiefs practice squad is going to the Raiders, and yeah. So tonight's episode, guys. Obviously, you guys saw the thumbnail and the title of the episode. We're gonna be talking about the D-line room. So it was actually interesting, JD. I was looking at like the defensive tackle room, and like by having Fabian Lovett and Pinnell on, we had like pretty much like half like the D tackles who were like coming back for the team. Like there's only like 4 DTs coming like they're returning this year, and we got 2 of those guys on the show this offseason. So Fabian Lovett and Mike Pinnell. Obviously, we didn't get Chris Jones or Marlon Lopetu on. I think that's his name. I haven't pronounced it, but yeah, we had half a D tackle room that's returning on the show this offseason. So we kind of got a little bit of the little taste of what to expect in this coming season on D tackle room.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did. There was some characters, man. We got some really good characters in the room. And the thing is, I think we made a great choice on the guys that we retained, and obviously in the draft, able to absolutely address some of our issues that we may not have been as competent in, and part of it is getting after the passer in our pass rush. We got a Gelate here. We decided to get Norman-Lott as well to come and help out. And guess what? Who's going to be back? Charles Menahu, Marcus. Big Charles, Big Chuck, baby. He's going to be back here. And he's going to be full effect, man. And so I can't wait to see, man. We'll get into it. We'll start running through, who we got here on the roster, who's playing that position, who we feel like is going to probably crack that 53-man, code. It's going to be a good battle in training camp too. So can't wait.
Yeah, well, because obviously when we go through each position, we kind of look at like how many they're going to keep, who are they going to keep. And I was looking at the ends, it's like the only guy I could see us cutting, and I was really early, but like Malik Herring is the only one I could see us like getting rid of based on the guys who were in that room. But it's a pretty top to bottom on both D tackle and D ends. Like, man, like, are they going to cut anybody? Like, I mean, shoot, I mean. We'll talk about it tonight, but like I was just kind of really perplexed when looking at the list when I was looking at it all for the show today. I was like, wow, okay, well, tough decisions to be made.
Oh yeah, all that is right here, man. 7D lineman,
7D lineman or 7D tackle or DN?
Or 7D lineman, 7 8 total.
Whoa, okay, we're gonna have some tough choices to make on the show tonight. I'm curious to see where JD's head's at.
Shoot.
All right, so let's begin with the DN. So the way I broke it up into DNs, D tackles, DNs. We're gonna kind of be going all over the place tonight between the DNs and D tackle room, just because D line, especially we have so many guys who play a little bit of inside and outside. I felt it was right to kind of have it all one episode with DNs and D tackles. And then JD, next week we have one more position group to go with, and that is our quarterback room. And of course, we save quarterbacks till the end because we kind of know where that's going to go.
Pat is on the bubble. Joe, we don't know. if you listen to all these jokers out here right now, that's what it would be.
Oh, man.
The retweet I made, and they didn't even have the Chiefs ranked in the top 10 offenses. And I'm sitting there like, oh, I got some receipts for y'all. Okay, we want to keep this up. Shoot. Yes, sir.
On our Wednesday show, I was going to bring out a specific former quarterback who kind of called out Pat, and we're going to bring it up on Wednesday's show. But Ben Roethlisberger said that he'd rather have you saw that he'd rather have Aaron Rodgers in his prime over Pat right now, which is like if you look at the numbers right now, I mean Pat's already surpassed Rodgers' career statistics even past his prime. So
yeah, come on, Big Ben, man, is. He's bending over for AR right now. It seems like,
Yeah, it's starting to see like we're kind of having like this kind of the generation talk where a lot of guys defend Jordan from that generation versus the other way. It feels like that quarterback generation is going to kind of have the backs of the older guys versus the young bucks.
That's funny. Even if you're the generational guy, right? That's your era. Like you got to recognize greatness for what it is. You have to. What else has AR done since Marcus? Since winning the one?
Yeah.
Hello? You know, I know Neff is out here. Neff can tell me because he's a Green Bay fan. Ever since then, he's been looking like Nicolas Cage everywhere he's gone, every team. And so doing Aya Yaka, Aya Suka, or whatever the Aya Waka, you know, he whacked out is what it looked like. Okay, so whatever it is, man. So yeah. Man. All right, later on them dudes, man. We get to them on Wednesday. Oh, I got something for them jokers, boy. I got something. I can't wait for that conversation.
A lot of coming up short for Aaron Rodgers. So, all right. So let's begin with our D line room talk. So we'll begin with our defensive ends. So these are the guys who are returning to the team. These are the D ends. So we got FAU coming back, Mike Dana, Malik Herring, Charles Amenahu, and George Karlaftis. So all these guys, that's 5 guys right there returning right off the bat, JD, from the D end room. Just based on what you're looking at here, what stands out to you from the guys who are returning back to this room this upcoming season?
What stands out? Defensive ends. I see really last year. The only one that had, well, I wouldn't say only had success, was Karlaftis. Karlaftis he was the only one that really had a stellar year. Now, obviously, Amenahu was hurt, you know, and he tried to come back and try to do his best. But he's going to, well, you know, he's healthy now this year. So he's going to be a different animal altogether. We know that. But he pushed himself to get back, man. And I know he couldn't wait to get back to kind of come help out. But we knew that knee was still, you know, hurting him a little bit. We could see it. I could definitely tell. Especially when I see, you know, in the past what he's able to give. I shoot. When that joker was, man, he's healthy 100%. He's a problem. He's a big problem. So I'm glad he's back, man. You know, Mike Dana, that's our guy, man. I love Mike Dana. You know, he's the one that brings his heart out and lunch pail all the time. So for me, you know, I have none but mad respect for him. Felix, we've been wanting for Felix to, you know, shoot, man, pop out and do something. Felix, it's about that time, brother. You know, that's what we're looking for. So hopefully he'll have it. He'll have it this year, and he's figured those things out. And then after that, man, Malik Herring, you know, he's putting his time in. He's putting his time in. So that's what I see right now from that right now. So.
Yeah, the Mike Dana is one of the guys who doesn't get spoken about enough. That guy has come up huge, whether he's playing interior or on the outside. He's just been all that and more. We're talking about a guy who like came in late in the draft. I know everyone always talks about Veach's steals late in the draft. He never gets mentioned, and quite frankly, like what he's done for where he was drafted, it's like, man, he's been all that in a bag of chips, man. Mike Dana is just like wherever you put him, you can't count him out ever. I'm still shocked that he didn't get signed last year when he was a free agent. The fact that we were able to get him back on such a cheap deal, I still don't understand how he went unsigned. But hey, that's better for us that he didn't. But like,
well, but I think it's because of what was his knock on him. It's his size, you know, and of course, not every team doesn't see that as valuable, right? And they don't really know him that much. And so what they'll sit there and say, look, where the Chiefs understand it, they see him every day in practice. They know what he does. They know he goes out there, like Will says, chopping wood, and he brings a hard hat and pail every single day to practice, and he gives it his all. And they see that. They notice that about him. The team appreciates it. That's why we went ahead and honored it and gave him a nice little contract. Other teams may not appreciate it like we do, right? And they can look at him and they might cut his legs out from underneath him just because of his size, you know? And it happens. We know this. It happens all the time in the NFL. And so they'll look at him and look at his numbers like, yeah, no, we can't use this guy. Or we're not better to give this guy, you know, that type of money that he's looking for. So I don't know. But I'm glad, like you said, it did work out for us. I'm glad and happy that Mike is here with us, you know? He's one of the staple guys here in the Chiefs locker room. And I love that.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that doesn't get talked about enough. People will talk about the DNs, and then they talk about Amenahu, they talk about Karlaftis. They don't talk about Mike Dana enough. I would say he doesn't get mentioned enough, and he's like a guy who's inside, outside, can play him all over the field. And yeah, he's been great for us. Karlaftis, big year for him as far as contractually. He could be due for a big payday, and of course, going out there and getting a double-digit season under his belt, being our leading sack guy, and having putting a stamp on it from on the edge, could be well for him as far as getting paid next offseason. So yeah, big year for him, and that's what kind of where I'm kind of going with this, right? It's like kind of looking at the FAU. We're waiting for him to kind of have that year, right? That like finally his first round moment. Hasn't had that yet in a season. So be able to have kind of see him grow this year in year 3. Hopefully we see a improvement and progress. But as far as Menahu and Karlaftis, and I believe Mike Dan was on, he signed a 2-year deal or he signed a 3-year deal last year. Let me see.
Who? Mike Dan?
Mike Dan, it was 3-year deal. Okay, so it's not a contract year for him yet. But as far as Karlaftis and Menahu, we're looking at guys trying to get paydays coming up here soon. So like this is a big year for them, not only what they can do on the field, but like for the future, whether it's in Kansas City or someplace else, they could be in line for a big payday. So I can see these guys lighting it up this year.
Oh yeah. Deshaun Hammond says he has a good point over here. He said our coaching staff, fortunately, hasn't been poached, so it's harder for some of our free agencies to get deals, so they end up back here. It helps to have somebody who's familiar with you. That is true, but also too, Deshaun, and very valid point. Scout wise, that's your job. As a pro scout, you're supposed to know who a guy is. And so if they're doing their due diligence on other teams, then they would know that. They talk to other guys. They know, who guys are. And I'm sure they've asked those questions. It's just kind of one of those things, man, where teams just might not take a chance on you. I said this. And it was kind of in the conversation with this whole NIL, are guys actually losing the desire to play the game because they get paid in college, right? I was talking to my barber about this. And I said, you know what? Fine. If the guys don't have desires, then they don't need to be in the NFL. If they're happy with making that little money they make in the NIL and they cool with that, guess what? NFL's cool with it too. The NFL has never had an issue and a problem getting guys there to play in the league, ever. Okay? Ever. They will always try to get the most talented guys to want to come and play, who's hungry. And so you don't have to go get a kid in college who may not be as good or somebody who's, free agent or who's been trying to, get into the NFL, who's just trying to, crack getting in, open up the door. So those times, those evaluations, if a kid, and let me just say this, if a guy doesn't have that passion and desire to come play, he ain't going to make it no way. He ain't going to last that long. That's for real. So that's how I look at it. But now, great point. Great point, my brother, Deshaun. Great point, man.
All right. So we're going to go to, so that's returning guys. And these are returning defensive tackles. So that we're gonna go to the defensive ends in a second. But here's the returning defensive tackles, JD. Like I said, we talked to half these guys this offseason right here exclusively on Chief Concerns. So Chris Jones, Mike Pennell, Fabian Lovett, and Marlon Tuipulotu. And we also had a few other guys. We had Siaki Ika, who actually Mike Pennell talked about ad nauseum. He was a big fan of his. We cut him a few weeks back. But yeah, JD. So these are the veterans of the D tackle room here. Pennell, obviously the elder statesman in the room. Fabian Lovett coming into his second year of being a UDFA, and then Chris Jones. We all know about Chris Jones. Tuipulotu's only played his second year with the Chiefs. Signed from the Eagles. He was drafted by the Eagles, and the Chiefs ended up picking him up late last year, and he ended up coming back on a futures deal. What do you make of the returning guys from the D tackle room, and who are you most excited about from these folks?
I mean, Chris that's the man. We understand that. There's no question about it. Who's the best in the league, and is Chris Jones. Mike Pennell, we understand, man, elder statesman, has a lot of knowledge, does a great job in the run game. He's given not just his character and personality to the team that everybody has really, gravitated to, but he gives you stuff out there on the field that we don't see all the time. And so he's been different places and whatnot. And we know we're going to get a lot out of Mike Pennell. Had him on the show, man. We talked about, all the things, man, that he has about him. And he's a likable guy. He really is. And then he does a good job on the field as well. Fabian Lovett had him too. Fabian Lovett was out here, very hungry, very young. I think he's a guy that's going to be a go-getter. He's going to push these guys for playing time. And so that's the guy I want to see on the D-line, see how he's going to do. He's going to create some problems, man. He's going to create some problems, and I'm here for all of it. Marlon Tuilopo, Tuilupulu, whatever my brother's name is, Tui. How about that?
Tui, yeah. Yeah, Tui. I like Tui.
Yeah. Marlon Tui, man, he's a guy that's been kind of practice squad, been waiting on him. It's just kind of like you don't quite know where he is. You don't know how good he is and what he's going to give you. That's like one of those things that's an enigma, because you bring him here and you see his size, you're like, okay, this guy is going to have something to him. And then all of a sudden, he's not getting any reps. He's not getting any type of play. So that's one of those things, hair scratcher. So it all depends on what he's going to do during his training camp.
Yeah, the one thing I'm really excited to see, obviously we know what Pennell can do. We know Chris Jones can do. Fabian Lovett was a guy that when we signed him, he was one of the first priority UDFAs last year. He was supposed to be a day 3 guy, early day 3 guy. He ended up going UDFA. We ended up signing him right away. It was no questions asked. But the thing that stands out to me about him is what Pennell said. It was that, Pennell said he was giving us like that Lovett would ask questions all the time, but he would also come to them with notes on stuff he's seeing, trying to help out the veteran guys from what he's seeing. So that tells me like he has it up here. He was recovering from an injury when he came up to us last year. So like he's got a year in. He says he's fully healthy. And all the photos I've seen from the mini camp and from the media time, I didn't really see much from the media clippings because we're not really seeing much of the guys in the trenches when they just have helmets on. So we're going to see how he's doing when it comes to training camp. But the thing I love about it, he was in I think I saw him in everything at all mini camps every day. He was there for practicing for all of it. Fabian Lovett was. But you add that with the stuff that Pennell said about him, kind of raving about him. I think that Fabian Lovett could be a guy that might shock some people. I think he might have a legitimate role in, Wharton's gone. So there's going to be an element to kind of replace it. I know we drafted Norman-Lott, but Norman-Lott's a rookie, right? So it's like, there's going to be some room for Fabian Lovett to get some reps this year during the season. So that's one guy I'm really going to be circling when it comes to training camp and preseason this year, because I think he's going to be making a name for himself. Just hearing Pennell's praise of him, because that's the stuff you don't see, right? You see what the guy could do during preseason last year, and that's kind of all we saw from Lovett. But when you hear Pennell's praise from him from the behind the scenes stuff, it's like, okay, we might actually have something on our hands here with Fabian Lovett. And if the guy wasn't hurt his last year in college, he probably would have been a day 2 pick potentially. So, yeah. So it's nuances like that, JD, where it's like as a fan hearing that from Pennell talk about this guy's like writing notes and ask us all these types of questions, like it's kind of a film junkie. It sounded like it's okay, film junkie. Okay, he's got the size, he's got the skill, put everything together health wise. He could be something. That was something that really stood out to me when talking to Pennell about it. That obviously stood out to you a little bit, because I remember that was kind of when we talked to Lovett about some of that, and he was a man of a few words, but nonetheless, I mean he sounded like a guy who was pretty much locked in.
Oh yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go to the new guys, the young bucks, the new face of the DM room. Only 2 new faces of the DM room, which is very interesting, JD. So obviously, your guy, Ashton Gelate, and then the Chiefs signed Janarius Robinson from the Raiders, also Florida State guys. So Chiefs, we've talked about that. They love the Florida State defensive lineman types. JD, we did film room on Janarius Robinson when we first signed him, a little film review on him. And then we had Ashton Gelate, who nonstop motor. He's buddies with George Karlaftis. He's a guy who's going to be relentless coming at you all day long. He showed it at Louisville, and the tape doesn't lie. But JD, what stands out to you about the new faces they're bringing into the Chiefs, the defensive end room?
They're bringing in guys that's going to compete right now. and they didn't bring these guys to ride the bench. We know Gelati was taken for the fact that he's going to bring a lot of heat. He's a go-getter. He's nonstop motor, plays high motor all the time. Shoot, he's going to bring something to the table. And I'm telling you what, he's going to get a whole lot of reps. He's going to get a whole lot of reps. And you're going to start seeing some guys, I don't know who it is, he's going to be eating into what they eating into. He's going to start eating off somebody's plate. So just get prepared, because that's why they brought him in. So Janarius Robinson, I know we watched the film on him. It still we still had to see what what the Chiefs do with him. It's always, he's a camp guy that, like, okay, look, if you want to make it, you better swim. Okay, you better swim hard. And I'm telling you, you better do it with all your might. And so that's what I see from this young crew right here. It's not that many. It's just these two. So they trust the guys they have right now, but they needed a guy like Gelati to come up here and challenge, the status quo, if you will.
Yeah, and one thing about Janarius Robinson, when I was doing this, because he was primarily a defensive end, but they have him listed. He was the only guy of the defensive tackle and defensive ends. Yeah, of course, it's the roster. I don't know who's dealing with the roster on the website, but he was the only guy on the Chiefs roster who was listed as a DL, not specifically a DN or DT. He was the only one who was specifically listed as a DL. So he's a guy, and we like the versatility. He's another guy who's played a little bit of inside and outside when he was with the Raiders. So we've seen him kind of do a little bit of that as well. And we're going to talk about another guy who was listed as a D tackle, but we've seen him listed as DN and D tackle as well. We're going to get to that in a second. But that's one thing versatility-wise that can help Janarius Robinson make the team, is the fact that he can play a little bit of inside and outside, kind of like some of the other guys we talked about in the DN room.
But we got a lot of those guys. We got a lot, So he ain't bringing anything new. This is no shade to it. No shade. I'm just saying that we got a few guys that could do that, right? And they like bodies like that, and they are versatile, right, Marcus? So we'll just have to see. Who was that? Pepe Atreides said, what does Janarius bring? Who is this player comp? I have no idea. I don't even know who to compare him with. So we'll just have to see, man. And it's hard, man, when you sit there and say, player comp to that, man, golly.
I just quickly looked at what some of his player comps. This is according to AI on AI overview on Google. His player comps are Mario Edwards Jr. and Solomon Thomas, and a little bit of Josh Allen. Which, if he's a little bit like Josh Allen, then we wouldn't have picked him up where he picked him up at the free agency this past year.
They just must be looking at body type. That's it, player type comp. Is that what you're saying? I mean, as far as talent wise, that's a whole different conversation.
They're talking about his frame. So, yeah, Allen is a more explosive pass rusher, but he and Robinson share a similar frame and athletic profile. Allen's development into a star pass rusher serves as a potential ceiling for Robinson. So that ceiling could be Josh Allen, but they're looking at his frame. It looks like. And then Mario Edwards and Robinson share a similar build.
They got the same body type. Oh my gosh! I don't mean nothing.
And Mario Edwards is more so similar body type, as well as playing defensive end and D tackle. So we're not trading for Shamar Stewart, man. That was their first round pick. They're not. That's not happening. I would love that though, but they would definitely not trade him to us. And I'm not Shamar Stewart. I wasn't that really high on him. I mean,
me either.
I mean, body of work at Texas A&M. What, he had 3 sacks this past year? Like, come on. Like, I want a little bit more sacks from first round at the end. Okay, so we're gonna go to defensive tackle. So new faces in the defensive tackle room. So obviously Omar Norman-Lott. JD was a huge fan of this guy. Loved him in the pre-draft process. Had him in his mock.
Yep.
Jerry Tillery, defensive tackle, another guy who can play a little bit of inside and outside. Already developing an interesting relationship with Chris Jones, as he said in his press conference a couple weeks ago. And then rookie Keziah Izzard from Penn State, 6'3", 305, big dude. Another a rookie and a guy probably I see being more of a practice squad guy, but it's a guy's got potential nonetheless. JD, what stands out about the new faces to the defensive tackle room?
I think this is a good number of guys for depth. These are depth pieces. Norman-Lott is going to be out there. He's going to be playing a whole lot. And also, too, Jerry Tillery, we won't have to see him, how he's going to fit in. Because I'm sitting over here, Marcus, I'm writing all these names down. I'm sitting over here like, okay, man, how many we going to keep on D-line? And I think we're going to be right around 9 or 10, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think we're going to be right around 9, man. Justin Black really liked the tape I saw of Izzard or Izzard or whatever his last name is. Izzard. Izzy. Yeah, I don't know how to check it out. I don't really know too much about him either. So
Penn State produces good defensive linemen. So, I mean, this is someone who, I mean, yeah, he was a big dude. So, like, he's got the potential there. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with him.
Yeah, well.
And of course, and like a project, right? Like, I mean, we brought in, we brought in, what's his name? Lovett, right? He was a project, a guy who had the size, had the frame. Can he put a health together? Can he put some things together? And we'll see what happens this year. We could see the same thing for Izzard. He has like a year of being the practice squad, kind of learning from the older guys, and we can see what happens with him. But
well, Marcus, I mean, it's I think one of our issues that we had last year, it was the depth, it was the rotation, and you had to have that. I mean, it's invaluable to have guys to come in and give guys a breather, a break. And so if you're asking other guys to do what other guys, like Chris Jones to do, and you can't find that guy, you're going to struggle, okay? And especially if you're not getting the pass rush on the outside like you should, it's going to be a little tough. They are the first front line of defense, the first line that you got to cross. You got to make sure that is in order. That's in order. So what I see now is we have revamped the D-line. We have gotten some guys here, some bodies, got some guys back from injury, like a Menahu, that's going to come in and they're going to play a pivotal role in what we do. And so I'm looking for these guys on the D-line to get after some folks. Really. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So, but it is vital that you have a rotation of guys to be an effective D-line. That is the bottom line of it, right? Now, obviously, Chris Jones is Chris Jones. He's going to be up here, but you need some guys as soon as Chris goes out. Somebody's got to be right here to step right in, okay? You have to. It can't be no fall off like this because you don't have enough bodies or, you wait for people to figure it out. Like, we got guys. Chris is up here. Other guys are like, hey, you know what? We'll hold the fort down, Chris, until you get back. Get your breather in, right? And then there's going to be some surprises. We know guys are hungry. Menahu's hungry. We know we were sitting there just talking about Fabian, love it, being hungry. Okay, some of the guys, the guys that's been here, they're still hungry. We're still waiting those guys to figure it out. Maybe this is the year we start seeing, Felix start doing some things. I'm rooting for this guy, man, to come out there and absolutely just be a mauler this year. That's what I'm looking for. So.
Yeah, this might be the best depth we've had in the D-line room. It's like so they finally answered you and I's like prayers and our calls for the last 2 or 3 years to give Jones the help. I mean, because it can't just be him, him having struggling for air on the sidelines. We need somebody else to give him some breathers out there, so we won't lose that Chris Jones pool in the middle when he's out there. We have actually guys who can come in and actually support, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now that Sherry says, so training camp or preseason, they decide who goes to practice squad. Yes. So when they start releasing guys and cutting them, They start looking for practice squad. They'll start looking where other teams who they cut as well. So they might pull somebody that lost a job somewhere else, who's gotten cut, who's gotten released, and they might pull that guy in practice squad, or even maybe compete for a starting job. That's the way it works. So yes, that's exactly when they do it. Yeah. Richard Cooper says we are much deeper almost everywhere compared to next year, with the possible exception of safety. Okay, we got a pretty good number of guys there too.
Yeah, the safety was an interesting. It's an interesting one because we have a lot of guys who could be tweeners, who could be a little bit DB, and a little cornerback and safety. So I'm curious to see what they do with Najee, for example. That was a guy who was a safety, drafted to be a safety. They moved him to cornerback. Now potentially he might be playing a little bit more safety this year. I mean, who knows? I mean, but curious to see what they do with some of these guys. Jamar Connor, who was safety, they put him a little bit in the slot last year and the nickel. So is he going to go more back to safety this year? I mean, they have a lot of options with the safety room, so I'm curious to see what they do there. And Mike Evans is back too.
Listen, I don't want to see a safety covering the slot. If there's no reason for you to do it for defensive wise, 4 wide or 5 wide. Do not put the safety out there. You don't need to. We got enough DBs. Heck, we got 20 of them on the field. We got 20 DBs in rooms right now. There are probably more. Just waiting in around the corner. So man, I think these guys, the corners can handle it. They can handle it, man.
Yeah, cornerbacks 1 through 4, we are pretty set there. I saw someone the other day when the Dolphins were trying to trade Ramsey, someone's like, should the Chiefs go for him? I'm like, no, we're the last team to have it. We have 4 cornerbacks on our team right now. We don't need another one. We don't need it.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's no disrespect. It's just like, hey man, listen, these guys are better suited for certain things.
Yeah, and possibilities. Yeah. Their cost besides Fulton and obviously McDuffie, he'll get paid eventually. But all the other guys besides Fulton, they're all cost control guys. We're still in rookie deals, so it's like we're not going to bring in Ramsey at the end of his career. He's going to getting paid a mint. No, it's not happening.
Yeah, that's like it just went up here to Pittsburgh. You see that?
Yeah. The fact that they traded Minka in that trade and Minka still is a younger asset than Ramsey, pretty nuts to me that they traded him back to Miami.
Well, they got Jonnu Smith too, I guess, in the trade.
That's true, yeah.
So that's a pretty good trade, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think both sides got good out of it. I mean, Pittsburgh traded a 1st-round pick and a 5th-round pick to get Minka in 2019, and they ended up getting Minka in a 4th rounder today. So, I mean, they got Minka back and a 4th, recoup that a little bit. That's not a bad trade for either team. I think Pittsburgh's in a win-now mode, it seems like.
Yeah.
All right, Jason. Now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty. So these are all the defensive ends we have collectively from top to bottom. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 defensive ends, JD. You said at the top of the show we're going to keep how many defensive linemen in total?
I think we could keep 9 to 10. Probably
9 to 10, okay.
9 to 10 guys. Probably 10, closer to 10.
Casey Colosso said we kept 9 going into last year. Going to the 2024 season, we kept 9. That's what Casey Colosso said.
Yeah. So that seals it. So we'll probably do the same thing. Probably 9 again this year. I don't think that number is going to change. So the question is, who the 9 is going to be? Yeah. That is the question, right?
Yeah.
So I already got my list of guys. So
okay, so how many DNs get kept, and who do you think, if you had to make a wager on which DNs would be dropped?
2, 3, 4, 5. 5 DNs.
Okay, so can I guess the 2 that you'd have drops from this lineup, from the 7 here?
Yeah.
Herring and Janarius Robinson.
That would be correct.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully they can sneak Robinson onto the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Herring's been here long enough, whereas if he gets cut, I feel like it's either make it or break it at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're just waiting for guys to get there, right? So,
yeah, that's a main DN room though. FAU, Dana, Omenahu, Karlaftis, and Gelate. Oof, man, Like that's just nonstop. Just cycle those guys in and out all game.
Good right there, boy. That's solid right there, man. That's good.
I love that. All right, looking like everyone in the chat. So Pepe Atreides, 5 DNs, 5 DTs. Also agrees with the 10. And then Pepe Atreides, Herring and Robinson would be his 2 cut.
I would say they probably hope they all make it. And if they're not here, somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
But as far as priority goes and what, we're talking about, productivity, the ones we name, Big George, Menahu, Mike Dan and Felix, and obviously Gelati. That's it's a 3rd round pick. So
yeah,
going nowhere.
Yeah, he definitely gets the nod.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's go to the defensive tackle room. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 guys as well.
7 guys. And so if they keep the 9 like they did last year, that means they're going to do 4. And so I'm thinking really CJ, Pennell, Norman-Lott, and I think it's going to be between Fabe and Tillery. For their next one. And if they decide to keep 10, they'll just keep Fabe and Tillery both. But then they'll figure, okay, who's going to be the guy, all right? Who's going to show up between Fabe and Tillery? And Tillery's got, he's got long arms. He looked good, rushing the passer. Fabe is a young guy. What is it? This is Fabe's 2nd year, right?
2nd year.
So, he's still young. So he's still got some, some growth and things to prove. But if he's put the work and effort in, like he said he was going to do, Marcus, yeah, that's what I love. Fabe was like, he wait to see. It's what he said. You wait and see what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
He tells me that, I'm going to believe it.
Yeah, that was a common motif throughout our interview with him. He kept saying that.
Yeah. So
you think they're going to go with 4, not 5?
I say 4, man. I say 4. I don't, for the reason is why, because a minute who could play on the inside. Mike Dan has been able to play on the inside. Shoot, they might switch a couple of the guys on the inside. But yeah, I think that's going to be, a minute who could be that guy that can go back and forth, play inside and out. And it's Malik too. They need it.
Yeah, this is that's tough. Yeah, I would probably say I would lean 10. But yeah, if they do keep it 4, I think Fabian would get the nod over Tillery. Kind of what you said there. It's like if Pennell gets hurt, we don't really have another person to be the Pennell role, and I feel like Lovett's kind of being groomed to be that Pennell replacement in the future if he does make the team. I feel like Pennell or Lovett would be that Pennell kind of guy, right? If God forbid anything happens to Pennell. And of course, Pennell's getting a little longer in the tooth. So if there's a guy who's kind of being groomed to be that next guy, that plugger, that run stuffer, would be Fabian Lovett. So I think Lovett would get the nod over Tillery, because Tillery, what Tillery does, it seems to be kind of like a redundancy and as a redundancy of talent, a skill set, because we have a lot of guys who play inside, outside.
Not necessarily. Here's why. The way that we play defense, we are not really a penetrating defense, okay? We're kind of like a bend and don't break, right? The reason we're so good against the run is because we have guys that are stout just to hold up and keep a pal. So what we want guys to do is be great against the double team. Norman-Lott, he could fill that void for Pennell. And so maybe Jerry Tillery could do the same, okay, with his size. I mean, he's got big arms and he's got length to him. And if they're just asking him, hey, man, take the double team or hold up on the guy, I mean, he could do that. So it's really going to boil down to how does the guy look against the guy one-on-one? That's really going to show what a guy can do. Anybody can make a pal. Anybody can take a double team and make sure you don't get pushed back. But when you have one-on-one, what you know you'll have to do at some point, now what does it look like? Who wins those battles more than anybody else? Okay? So I'm not going to discount Jerry Tillery taking two guys on, or maybe being a run stopper. But like I said before, those guys, they just hold up on the line of scrimmage, right? That's almost like talking about two gapping and being balanced. Okay, we're not shooting the gaps. We don't quite do that with our deep line. All right, so that's why I say that. That's why I say that. We just had to see, man. We had to see. Very very interesting with this. If we're gonna keep 5 or 4 at D line, defensive tackle.
So you think the battle here when we go to training camp would be a battle as far as a love it between a Love and Tillery kind of battle?
I do. Tillery's got a little bit more. He's got more years on him. A little bit more experience. But Fabe is hungry. So these two guys are gonna battle it out, and so is Marlon, Tui. Tui, he ain't just gonna I ain't chopped liver now. I ain't just gonna lay down and just like, oh yeah, them guys got it. I'll sit back here. No, it's gonna be a good thing. Shoot, Kozai, like you said, it's hard to shoot. He might show up and surprise everybody
For sure,
right? So Pepe Trader said, "Don't sleep on Fabe. We ain't sleeping on Fabe. We had him on the show, baby.
Yeah.
I told you when Fabe said, look, y'all gonna wait and see. I'm just like, Fabe, you say that, I'm gonna trust you. So exactly, Fabe and his Pinnell's back. No, it don't work like that, Pepe. Joker's a backup until he's not. So they don't look at it that way. They're looking for guys that produce. They look for guys that can get after the pass, the quarterback, and if he can hold up in the run. That's it. Bottom line. So we can say body types, but look, we asking the guy, like, this is your responsibility. Can you do it? Coach, yes, I can. That's the question. Can you do this? And so if one guy is as competent doing this job, he's going to win out. Because why? He might have something else better than another guy in a different realm. So he might be a better pass rusher, and he can still hold up like this other guy. Like I said, we're not asking him to penetrate. So that's why it's a little different. Just a different kind of scheme, man. So
yeah. I mean, if they keep 5, I'm happy with keeping Tillery and Love it. I love what Tillery has done in his career. I know he didn't play up to what he was supposed to be coming out of college. He's been kind of bounced around the league a little bit, but I mean, what we've seen on tape from him, even playing us with the Raiders, I mean, he showed a lot on film. So I'd love to see Tillery kind of make a home here. Already become a buds with Chris Jones in the locker room. So, you got to love that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get to some questions that you guys have for us in the chat here. Okay. Nathaniel Walker, happy belated birthday, buddy. Do you think we get back to top 10 in sacks this year, JD?
From the entire D line, I think we do. I think we will. For the simple fact, we know Spags likes bringing heat. So not only that, but then also too, we got depth on the outside. Amenu, who, like I said before, reiterating, he's back healthy. We got Jalade, who came here, and he's hungry. He's going to show out. His first year, we know he's relentless. He runs things down from the backside. He's going to get a lot of those sacks like Big George did, right? Big George gets a lot of sacks just falling out and being, relentless in his pursuit of guys. And we wait for Felix too. So I think we will get back to top 10. I really do. Yes, Nathan. I do.
Yeah. Pretty much everything you just said. The amount of depth we have now, they're gonna have a lot more guys having like 2 or 3 sacks. It's gonna go kind of go all over the board here. Gelati might come in and have a big year. I mean, who knows? That guy's a relentless pass rusher. But just top to bottom, defensive tackle and defensive end, we have guys who are gonna be rotating a lot, and I think we're gonna have a lot of guys have at least 1 or 2 sacks on the roster this year. That's how special this D line is.
We'll set a whole line we eat. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, now we got this is a fun question here. Papa Atreides. Jason, how you look so young. I remember watching you when I was a kid, bro.
Good living, brother. Good genes, good living. That's what that is. You know what? I don't know, man. I'm African. I am young. I look at that way. I say I am young. We be man, like man, we are still young. Okay. Now I'm the 5'0", but I'm young. The things we do, me and wife, man, we go and we go hang out, so step out every once in a while, go to the pool, different things like that. I think, man, age does get into like this number thing. I seriously, I tell people this all the time. I said, man, when I was in the league, it's almost like you live in a bubble. Yeah, you're in a whole different world from like the real world. You wear a different type of hardness, I guess, that you have. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong, man. See, my nephew saying that because he said that he got gray hair and he looking at his uncle like, uncle, how you do it? Oh, but I think it's what it is, man. I think it's the mindset, man. When I'm around these, the younger ones, and I hear it all the time, though. To be honest with you, I hear it all the time. Some dude I was checking out somewhere, and I told him who I was, and he, of course, he's like, yes, young guy, and he's, he's checking my name out. He said, he said, man, there's no way you're that age. He said, man, dude, I thought you was like 36, 37. I said, you make sure you tell my daughters that. My daughters used to get mad at me all the time. Because I had one dude, man, he was sitting there like, man, come on, man. He said, ain't no way that's your father. He was telling my oldest daughter that. He was like, ain't no way that's your dad. She's like, yeah, it's my dad. She's like, don't tell him that his head's going to build up. Hey.
Your daughter told me that at your wedding. Actually, I was like, your dad looks the same as he did back when I used to watch him on TV. She was like, "You're gonna feel his head."
So,
do you use like a moisturizer, JD? Because I mean, you do look. I mean, like the same guy that we all watched in back in the early 2000s. You have an age a day, man.
Yeah, I do use a moisturizer. Moisturize.
Can you give us a name? Because other people want to be on this the JD the JD look, the JD youth look.
You know what, man? I use shea butter. What is that we Kiehl's? I think it's how it is. Me and my wife, we sitting there. We like, but we're gonna stick with something, and we like it. I think that's it.
I use the Jergens, who has a little tanning tint in it.
Oh, hey, but yeah, Kiehl's, Kiehls. Okay, that's one thing I use. We started kind of using that. We like it, but mine is, man. I just, they say, you got to use, sunscreen on certain things too, man. Use sunscreen. But I use shea butter and all those different things. I try to take care of my skin, but like I said, that's part of that's good genes.
Yeah. Good genes and a mix of taking care of the skin. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Kiehl's, everybody. There you go. Well, the JD skin regimen, Kiehl's, and also just take care of the skin.
That's right. And that's a little just for me.
Yeah,
a little side on there once in a while. Yeah, sure. He'll say he don't use moisturizer on juices and berries. That's right. That's what I eat. So I eat a whole lot of that, man. I don't eat, and that's another thing, Mark. I try not to eat a whole lot of mess. Fried foods.
Yeah, nutrition's 100% with everything, but especially for skin.
Yes, I do eat a lot of juices and berries, more berries than anything else. I wake up every morning and I do, man, blueberries. I pop them jokers in my mouth. It's one thing, man. I love my fruits, my vegetables. Avocados is one I'm just trying to get in every single day. Good stuff. So
that's good stuff. All right, we got a comment here. Stanley Mooney had to cut 21 off its 90 man. That's going to be a very tough list. Yeah, that's going to be that's good. Yeah, Veach and those guys are going to make there's a reason why they make the money they make. Good luck. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, hey, believe me, they sitting over here looking at guys right now. Boop, boop, boop. Already, they kind of know, kind of getting down to it. Some of the guys that they're going to keep, obviously, you know. But yeah, they'll make the decision. They ain't no problem doing that.
Gonna be tough.
And guess what? Them jokers ain't gonna lose no sleep over it either, Marcus.
Yeah, no. Cold blooded up there.
Yeah. Hey, come on in here. Yeah. Hey, man, listen. We appreciate anything you done for us. We thank you. Stand up, shake your hand. Just let them know how everything's going. Okay, we check back with you.
And you can leave that binder right there.
Yeah.
Nana Sherry says these guys going to beat the Eagles tush push?
Don't need to. Let them tush push all the way they need to. Forget that. Tush push is just one play, Nana. And I know a lot of people are saying it needs to be outlawed, it needs to be banned, and there's an argument for that. But my thing is, it's going to take more than just one play. It should. When you have a great team with talented guys like the Chiefs do, you're going to do more. You're going to have more than just a tush push, okay, for that win. All right. Like I said, it's one play. It could be just one first down. It could be one score. But guess what? Hey, we got weapons all around us, so we good to go. We're good to go.
All right, Puppy Trades. Fabian got hurt? Question mark. I don't believe he got hurt during minicamp. I didn't see anything on that. If so, it wasn't a big deal because I haven't read anything as far as any serious injuries during minicamp. So I'd have to do a little bit more research. But from my knowledge, no, there was no serious injuries during minicamp to report.
Yeah, I don't know. Buck and Bob, what's up, my guys? Yo, Jason, you made it on the roster for our Chiefs, our Madden team. Our Chiefs from 1960 to 2025. There you go. Yes, sir. Good deal. Appreciate you, Buck and Bob, my guy. Appreciate you, man. It's good to see. Chiefs, our Madden team. That's what's up.
Appreciate the contribution, Buck and Bob. And JD has to be on that list. He has to be on that roster.
You need somebody to fold some defensive ends up. You come get the big guy.
There's your guy.
Come get me. Defense keeps offense 3rd and 6. No tush pushing. Oh, yeah. Right. Man, yeah, I'm going to worry about that.
Yeah. Rich Cooper, when do you trade penetration for a more Pennell-type player?
When do you trade penetration for a more Pennell-type player? It depends on the scheme more so, like I said before, Rich. If you're not really demanding your guys to penetrate, you might have certain plays you're asking the guy, and what you'll do is you'll switch him up. That's why Mike doesn't. He rotates, right? You need Mike in, particularly, on short yardage or on certain longer drives. Mike does a good job that we know, can be utilized anywhere. But more, obviously, we know 3rd down, Mike could probably come off the field. But if your scheme is to penetrate, let's just say if you're blitzing, you're asking guys to stunt, that's when you will start doing that. But if you want to trade for a more Pennell player, it'd be more short yardage, a team that runs the ball more often than not. I think that's what you're looking for. So it's kind of one of those things that now, because the offenses are different, you're looking for more of those versatile players. That's what you're kind of looking for. You need a big guy like this, like Mike Pennell, but then you're looking for a big guy that is just not good against the run. You need to be a pass rusher too. Okay, that's what you need. It's just like those guys, man, from Cincinnati, okay, or the Bills. They're interior linemen. Those big guys do it all. That's what you're looking for. And so I think Mike, man, is one of those guys. It's a throwback, and I love it. I love it because you know what you're gonna get from Mike. But he's going to try his damnedest to get to you in the passing game as well. But I think that's what it is, So hold up against the run. That's when you need a guy like that.
Yeah, Mike's all hard and all great, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got a question from Linda Hunter. Question: Since the Chiefs will be on TV almost every day of the week, is it possible the dislike will be even stronger?
They gonna hate us anyway. Linda. And you know what? We might as well embrace it. We at that point now. It's just like, hey, look, you know what? It is what it is. You know, they're gonna hate the Chiefs regardless. That's fine. That's okay. The thing is, they're gonna see some good ball. They may be upset, but you know what? They will be fueled to see us lose, Linda. So that's why they'll be fueled to see. I want to see if this team's gonna take the Chiefs out. That's what I want to see. So, you know, we just gotta embrace, you know, all these jokers out here who's hemming and hawing and all the Chiefs this and all the Chiefs that. They won't talk about the Chiefs during the off season, except something bad. But guess what? Y'all gonna get to see us, like you said, Linda, every single day of the week. So get your popcorn out.
Pepe Traders, when we win the Super Bowl again, they will hate us more. 100%. The Chiefs are inevitable.
Yes, they are.
All right, we got two more questions, and then we will wrap it up here. Gary Holland. What's up, Gary? Hey, JD and Marcus. What draft pick for the Chiefs will have the best year this year?
Go ahead, Marcus. I'd like for you to answer that one first, sir.
The best. So we talked about this before. I think we both said that Gelati would probably be or Norman-Lott would have the biggest impact. But I'm going to change that a little bit since we've got a little bit more knowledge on our left tackle situation. I think Josh Simmons will be our most impactful and have the best year because he will, he'll start at left tackle, which a lot of people thought he wasn't going to do. He might not be ready injury-wise or health-wise, but it seems like it's trending in that direction. So I think Josh Simmons will be a rookie left tackle for Patrick Mahomes, and he will be fantastic, and he will be all that in a bag of chips. So, yeah, I'll say Josh Simmons, just probably more being hopeful here and optimistic.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Well said. Well said. I think you know, if Josh starts and he's fine, he would absolutely have the biggest impact out there for sure. Because it would change the trajectory of our team and what it was last year because of the problems and issues that we had. And so when you're sitting there, you get a first round pick that you know is going to come in and is going to, you know, he's there primarily to what? Protect Pat, period, point blank. So we don't have any of those snafus and all the crazy we had last year. But other than that, man, I think Josh, and if not, it will still be Gelati.
Yeah. 100%. Those would be my top two there.
Yeah.
And final questions are from our guy, Pepe Atreides again. I loved watching Jason pancake people. Tell us how it feels when you pancake a dude.
Oh, man. Empowering. Felt indestructible. Being able to move a man against his will, man, is it's invigorating. And I just, you know, when you get guys on the back and you're like, okay, yeah, you know you're a bad boy. But that's why that's why I was lifting all those weights and everything like that, Pepe, to do those things. And so if I could show just a little bit more, then that is why maybe I was being appreciated for the things that I did. You know, I got the, you know, name of like, you know, the best blocking tighty in the league, you know, during that time. And I took pride in it. I did. I took pride in it. But I think a lot of it came from my defensive mentality. People don't understand this, but I started on defense in college. And so the aggression, you know, I just took it on the offensive side of the ball, to the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, man, it's, man, I ain't gonna say who I choke slam. If you ain't heard this story, but I had gotten into it with Jason Babin. Got into it, and the joker jammed me in my face. And I think I couldn't get him the very next play. I think next series, I told my coach that I'm like, look, I'm getting the penalty. I'm just letting you know. He's like, Go ahead, JD. Go for it. I was like, all right, got the green light. There it is. And I'm not one of those dudes, man. I'm not, revengeful and stuff, man. But that sucker, after the whistle was over, just jams me. Yeah, right here in my face mask. Like, and I'm like, yo, no reason. Other than I was kicking his tail. That's what it was. Right, Marcus? The sucker was mad because I was blocking him too well.
This is Jason Babin from the Texans?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, Babin. Babin.
Okay.
Babin, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the next series, I took his joker from one side of the line to the other side of the line. And I was dragging that sucker from once all the way through and knocking people's legs over and stuff like that. He was trying to get up, and I had my hands around his throat. And I was using some choice words, and them jokers with the Texans, man, them jokers was trying to pull my helmet off. They had my legs in the air. Sucker was trying to hit me in my, my family jewels. I mean, they was trying to work me over. I had one hand on Jason Bateman, his neck, right around him, and the other hand on my helmet holding it down. Because I knew once they got my helmet off, then the punches and the kicks were coming. So I'm over it. It's funny. I know how it feels because they had my legs in the air, and I'm like this over top of him, and the other dude's ripping my helmet off. Like two of them ripped my helmet off. So, it's a violent sport. But
you guys missed each other by 1 year in Kansas City. He ended up getting signed in 2008.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
It would have been a conversation. I know he remembers that. Yeah. I told you the time, man. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but I went up there when he would play with the Eagles. He was up there with the Eagles with Dougie and Andy.
Right.
So I go up there for practice, and I'm sitting there with Dougie, eating with Dougie, talking to him, and I see him walk in, and I'm like, "Yo, Jason." The sucker turns, looks at me. He turned back around, man, and walked out. I was like, "Oh, hey, for real?" Like, okay. So I don't know if he heard me or not. I said it loud enough, obviously, that he could hear me. So I don't know. Maybe it was in my imagination, but I think he remembered.
We're going to settle the score once and for all on Twitter. If he has a Twitter account, I'm going to tag him in this clip and see if we can let bygones be bygones. The two Jasons can make up after someone getting dominated many years ago.
Listen, look. And I don't even know if he remembers it best. I don't know where guys are. This is ball, man. This is what ball is. So it's all good. Either way, you know what I mean? Hey, man, listen. I got caught. I told the joke when they done hit me, when they got me. And it's ball. It's what happens. It's what happens. You try not to take nothing, personal. It's not like the whole. Who was that man that was pulling chains? Remember they were snatching chains off each other and all that?
Crabtree and
Oh yeah, Talib.
Talib, yep.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff, man. So,
yeah, and then Cortland Finnegan and Andre Johnson a couple years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow stuff. It gets to that point, you're like, man, what are you doing? Like, honestly, you know what I mean? So it's football, man. You're gonna get tested. You know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, at least your whole thing was like battle type stuff. The gravity chains, that's extra stuff that has nothing to do with ball.
Yeah, no. You ever get any fights on the football field, Marcus?
No.
Scuffles?
No, I mean some shoves after plays and stuff, but nothing. No, because I didn't want to cause any other strife. I wanted to catch the ball, get the ball to the ref, just keep going. I didn't talk after plays and whatnot.
So nobody said, "Man, I'm gonna rip your heart out." Nothing like that.
Oh yeah. People talk crap to me, but I would just smile, kill with kindness, JD.
Yeah. There you go.
Sometimes I think the smiles from me would actually bother them even more. Me just laughing and smiling. I don't think they like that very much.
Oh yeah. What's up, Lonnie Pyramid? That's okay, my brother. You good? Yo, my guy. Sorry for the lateness. Hope all well. Everything's well, my brother. Everything's well. So
You're good, Lonnie. Lonnie, all you gotta do is just go back to the beginning of the episode, hit rewind, and just unwind and watch Chief Concerns, buddy.
Yes, sir. Good to see you in the room, man. I'm glad you showed up, though. Glad you got here. You made it for the live. So we got to say your name, saying what's up, man. So that's what it's all about.
There we go. But all right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this Monday evening, a Monday morning tight end with our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn. We'll see you guys Wednesday night as we, of course, talk about the latest that's going on and the latest happenings in the Kansas City Chiefs world.
Yes, sir. So Wednesday night, man, is going to be an exciting episode. We get to talk a little bit about the hating quarterbacks.
Yeah, we got to talk about some who don't like Patrick Mahomes.
That's all right. We got Pat's back, baby. You best believe it. So Ben can say we want to need to say, and all that, man. That's okay. Ben, you have your own opinion about it, brother. Who was that? Nana, who said that? Star Kiss? What is that called? Opinions, buttholes. Was Star Kiss?
Oh, something. Yeah. I forgot what the
that's it. Chocolate Star Kiss. Everybody got it. Chocolate Star Kiss. That's funny. Start using that, man. Oh, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming out here, watching us run our mouth. You are always awesome, like always. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. We love you. Want y'all to keep taking care of each other the way we're supposed to. Keep acting and treating each other the way we are supposed to. Chocolate Star Kiss. That's it. There it is. Yeah. I was trying to figure it out, but yeah, that's good. That's good. God bless you all. Take care. I think when somebody was putting prayers, I think for Chiefs Focus. I think when the JP or somebody was like going through surgery and stuff. Hope he's doing well. Hope he's getting better through it all. But you all, hey, listen, we love you. You know how we feel about you. Jeremiah de Muertos, Witchy Hall, Pepe Atreides, thank you so much. Hearts and Roses, Nana Sherry, Samuel Lofton, Booktastic, Andrea Chenault, Gary Holland, Linda Hunter, Deshaun Hammonds. Thank you so much for the show, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir, for coming in. Richard Cooper, Greg Rose. Let me see. Sasha's in here. Thank you so much, Sasha. Sandman. What's going on, Sandman? It's good to always see it. Who else we got in here? Lonnie Pierman, my guy, just got in. Hey, man, go ahead, check us on out. Buck and Bob, my guy. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. I'm the Brown, my guy. What's up? I'm the Brown. I'm the Brown that snuck in here. I'm really used to throw something out here for us. Jeremiah de Muertos. G is here. G, JD. What were the dirtiest teams you played against as a Chief? Any non-divisional teams that come to mind? Ooh, that's a good question. It's a very good question. Let me think. Dirtiest teams. I want to say maybe, to my mind, maybe the Colts. Something about them, man. The Colts always had a little something to them. You know what I mean? They didn't quite like them. Oh, and of course, New England Patriots. Never liked them jokers. All them suckers up there, But, yeah, Bill and them guys. Neff, good to see you like always, Neff. Love you. Chiefs fan from Southern Cali. What's up, my guy? Keep putting it down out there, brother. Okay? Keep holding it down. I know you will. Hearts and Roses, thank you so much. I appreciate Hearts and Roses. Thank you so much. We are humbled by that. We are humbled by it. We'll keep bringing the smoke, okay, and the fire. Will, appreciate it, my guy. Thank you so much. Who else we got in here? Laura Zingser. Thank you, Laura. I think we said Rich Cooper. Optimistic James. What's up, man? Where you been at? Good to see you, Optimistic James. Rashid, the seventh round, are going to take advantage of round of impact. What is it? The round of, you know what that is?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Optimistic James, man. Good to see you. Rashid. Okay. Rashid. I was able to cancel the NFL Sunday ticket cost of primetime games. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, by Hendricks. Where did Hendricks go? He get signed by somebody?
Not yet. He's still holding out. I mean, he wants out of Cincinnati. He's made that pretty clear.
Oh yeah, man. They keep kicking the can down the field like that, down the street. What do you expect? They ain't got the money for it. They ain't got. Hey, when they paid the receivers, you knew what it was going to be. You knew what was going to happen. You know. I don't blame you. Them suckers ain't winning up there no way. So, my guy, Deshaun Hamels, appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, let me see. Funny talking about my moisturizer. Do you moisturize, JD? Yeah, thank you. You know, little cheeks, getting it all right. Oh man, y'all, it's something else. I love you all. I love y'all. Y'all conversation. Believer Jim, yes, KC Pizza is good. So it is the gas station, I guess. Okay, all right. I'll take your word for it. I'm not eating gas. Well, actually, you know what? One of the gas stations up here actually had Godfather's Pizza. There was only one. So that's about it. Other than that, I'm not eating gas station anything. Casey Colossus, thank you so much, my brother. Justin Blackwell is here too. Let me see what else we got over here. And I don't look, I'm not. Joe E is here. If anybody wants to brave that, by all means, have at it. Marcus, do you eat gas station food?
I've had Wawa before.
Wawa's is good. Okay,
Yeah.
That's different. Wawa's is a whole different thing. Okay, if y'all never had a Wawa's or Wawa's you all, totally different thing. Totally different. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think a gas station food for me would be Wawa or Sheets. That's pretty much it. Sheets or Wawa.
Okay.
Sheets is pretty much like a Wawa. I mean, Wawa's probably. I would say Wawa's a little more upscale than Sheets, but like, yeah.
Sure.
But they're both like gas stations / like restaurant type places for like quickly go in and get like a hoagie or something.
Okay.
And get out of Dodge.
All right. Okay. Yeah, but Wawa for sure. Sandman is here in the house. Let me see who else we got.
Gas station sushi? Hell no.
You are living on the edge right there, brother. You are living on the edge if you're doing that. Hannah, like this, like this. I'm on a tightrope over the Hippie Cypriot. What's up, Hippie? Good to see you in here as well. Linda Hunt, I think I hollered at you. If I didn't, I say it again. Nathaniel Walker, thank you, Nathaniel. And happy belated birthday, brother. Chiefs fan 1969. Life Just Right. What's up, Evening Game? What's up, Life Just Right? I love it. Love to hear it. Faye Smith. She said Casey's good. Okay, that a couple people co-signing on Casey Pizza, brother. All right. Okay. We'll see how it is. Man, I think that's it, sweetie. See you up there. I'm checking out in a second. So, man, Marcus, I think that's it, my brother. I think we got everything. I seen Teron Young. I knew Teron was here. So it's been a while since I sent his name too, man. But listen, everybody, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
There's a question from Pepe Atreides. Yo, Marcus, what was the highlight of your athletic career? It's a story. Highlight of my athletic career. Junior year. We had a Thursday night game because it was like back to school night on like a Friday or something. I think that was the story. That's the reason why we had it on a Thursday. About 30 seconds left in fourth quarter. We're tied 20-20. I caught a middle screen and like broke like 8 tackles, took it to the house from like 50 yards out, and we won 27-20. Next day, the best part was the next day at school. I had a bunch of people like the senior class like in the hallway, and like they lifted me up when I came through the. That was the best part about it.
I would have loved to see that.
Actually, I had the highlight. I think it was one of my highlight reels on YouTube. I'm sure.
We need to see it. Wednesday, we will see it. Wednesday, we'll see it. So, so we'll be ready for that. I want that straight out the gate, Marcus.
You got it
out the gate, baby.
Okay? I'll find it online and I'll whip it up.
It's almost like I can see you, like they lifting you up, and then you probably didn't have a leather jacket, but back in the day, everybody had a leather jacket.
Oh, I still have the leather jacket too.
Oh man, okay. I love it.
It was straight like a 1950s movie.
Oh my gosh, even better. Even better. It's like I said, damn, Marcus had a Rudy moment.
Rudy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I'm gone, you all. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I know Buck and Bob saying it, man. I love it. We enjoyed each other. We enjoy our family on here. So that's why we have a ball and a blast.
We do.
We don't see Marcus's Rudy moment. Ain't a Rudy moment. You were the hero before the end. You was playing. You was. Yeah. Everybody better recognize Marcus is a bad boy. That's why he's winning games out there right now. Tell him, man.
Different position, though. Different position. I went from slot receiver to QB, JD. they had put the guy at the QB spot.
Oh, good. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Love y'all. We'll see y'all on Wednesday night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Love you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.